Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another HD broadcast, and I do want to say in the last game I did call the players oGs.TheStC and JooktoJung, but of course I realized my mistake at the end of that and I had to do the intro saying that those players were actually Check, Prime, and oGs.TheSnare. So I am casting a bunch of Korean players games, and of course I got the names confused, but this is the actual game that was supposed to be broadcasted last game. This is JooktoJung and of course his opponent oGs.TheSC. So these are the actual players, and last game was actually Ensnare versus Check Prime. So this is the game that we were supposed to be watching earlier, and thankfully this time the players' names are in English, which I gotta tell you guys, as a broadcaster, while you're casting the games, it can be so confusing, and if you forget the players' names, you can just kind of highlight their name and look back, but when it's a bunch of Korean characters, you just get even more confused. So that's of course what happened last game. But this time STC versus JooktoJung, and of course it is on Metalopolis, and the players have spawned in the cross positions, so this can favor the Zerg player who likes to play macro style. He can secure all these expansions and creep between them as well. But I do have to say, I have to address the fact that a lot of players have been complaining about Zerg versus Terran. And in general, they've been saying that ZVT is somewhat imba in favor of Terran, and a lot of players have been agreeing with this lately, and I'm not one to judge or state any comments about balance. So we'll see what happens this game, but of course both these players are on the Asian server. They are obviously very high caliber skill players because, you know, oGs is like the top Korean pro gaming registered team in Korea right now for Starcraft 2. So I mean, both these players obviously of the highest level, so we'll see how JooktoJung handles the Terran mech, which is most people consider to be the most difficult aspect of Zerg play to deal with. So we'll see what he does. He is getting a one-base build going on right now, getting the early gas, obviously going to get that for an early speed research, and so not getting a fast expand as we usually do see, and a lot of Korean players do prefer this early aggressive style of play, but the fact of the matter is you're not going to get the speedlings up this ramp, and the Terran player can really, I guess what we're waiting to see is what STC is going to get. He's saving up minerals right now, so I guess he's going to go for some kind of a 1-Rax FE build right now, and of course there's not much that the Zerg player can really do about that. Zerglings coming out right now, gonna fend off the scouting SCV. No hatchery going down yet for JooktoJung, who is getting the metabolic boost right now, has switched over to only one drone harvesting on the extractor right now. And we do have a command center going up for STC. So STC is gearing up to play a macro style game. He has gotten 1-Rax down into fast expand, and he is getting a tech lab just to get a Reaper out. But obviously I think this Reaper is going to be used primarily for defensive purposes to ensure that STC can hold on to this command center when he decides to secure it. Jung also now finally getting his own expansion down, which is a bit delayed, but you know, the nice thing for Jung getting this fast speed research as well as speedlings on the map one base before fast expand is he can deal with Reapers. He can deal with early Terran harass because of the fact that he's going to have all these Zerglings out. And so we'll see what he does. SCC here could have gone for a proxy bunker, but nice placement from the Overlord from Jung to reveal the entire forward position of this natural expansion. And we do have a Marine on the way right now and a Reaper starting to go across the field. So we'll see what SCC tries to do with this Reaper. It is going to encounter the Speedling right now at this watchtower, and oGs.TheStC is going to hold on to this watchtower just outside his base. Command center has now finished, and he is now starting to transition into what seems to be factory tech. So I guess STC here is going to go for mech base play versus Zerg, and this can be a very deadly, yeah, he is getting a second factory down, so we are going to see some mech from the STC, and really siege tanks, Thors, Hellions, all of those units so good against all types of Zerg units. A bunker going down with 2 Reapers inside as well, so STC here pretty safe in holding on to this fast expand, and we'll see what JooktoJung's gonna be able to do. He has 8 Speedlings on the map right now, gonna try to run by, but the 2 Reapers, or excuse me, the 2 Reapers inside this bunker gonna make it impossible for those Zerglings to do any kind of damage whatsoever. Overlord positioned with 2 Marines to pop off any kind of a sacrificial Overlord. So nice play so far from both these players. We have a starport going down on the production tab for our Terran player, as well as a Roach Warren on the way for JooktoJung. And I like how Jung has switched over to Roaches. Roaches to deal with Terran mech can be a nice strategy, especially if you encounter a bunch of Hellions, which there is a pre-igniter upgrade, as well as Hellions coming out of these dual factories right now. So that is a great unit to get to deal with Roaches, and also getting an Evo chamber right here as well to block off the Hellions from running into the mineral lines. So already great play from Jung to deal with the potential of Terran harass, and he is getting a 3rd expansion as well. So Jung is like, well, if you're gonna go for a fast expand, then I'm gonna go for a 3rd expansion, and it's gonna be tough for him to saturate all 3 bases and cover them. But what he needs to do is connect the bases with creep, and he's already doing that with Overlords. So nice play from both these players, who are really gearing up for a long-term macro game right now. Ground Carapace level 1 coming out. We have a Cloak for Banshees as well. So we are seeing a diverse plethora of strategies and units from both these players, especially STC, who is now getting, he's got Hellions and Banshees on the field. And there are some Zerglings right here. Oh, the Zerglings gotta be careful though, encountering those Hellions who look like they're ready to push out. Is the pre-igniter almost done? In about 1 minute or 30 seconds, it is going to be finished, and we'll see how Jung is going to be able to hold this off. And of course, the Hellions are going to just roast away these Zerglings, no problem whatsoever. Nice micro and control from the STC, and he is going to take control of this watchtower. Pre-igniter is now done, and Jung here, he should be able to hold this off with this Evo chamber. And yeah, he's got Roaches as well. So Jung obviously well prepared for these Hellions, encountering those Hellions and intercepting them. It's like, no, you do not. And why do people always destroy these statues? What did the statue ever do to you? But here we go, STC here with the Banshee. Cloak is nearly done, and he is also switching over to Siege Tech as well for his Siege Tank, so he is getting a combination of just air and ground to try to harass the Zerg player as much as he possibly can. Jung here getting a Spore Crawler at his 3rd base with the Banshee on the way right now, so he does know about the Terran air, but now that the Cloak is done, he is going to have to be able to defend against all frontal positions from the Banshee. This Banshee is going to get as many drone kills as it possibly can. Meanwhile, 4 Hellions running into the natural expansion. Oh, these drones trying to get out of harm's way. And there's a 2nd Banshee up inside the mix as well. A lot of drones going down right there. You guys can see both these players macroing so heavily, nearing 50 Harvesters apiece. But oh, the Hellions just roasting so many drones at the front door. Oh my goodness, that is so painful to watch at any time of the day, and dropping down to 35 drones for the Zerg player. JooktoJung there did not expect the multi-pronged harass with Banshees and Hellions, and the Hellion gonna come in here for another attempt at the 3rd, but the Spine Crawler gonna ward that away. 50 Harvesters over 35 right now for the STC, who is proving how to do Terran versus Zerg harass, just attacking in all positions, and the hatchery is going to get taken down as well. What a hit for Jung, losing that hatchery, and he knows right now he needs to go for a counterattack, but with siege tanks at the high ground, that is going to be completely nullified, and STC here is switching up to barracks now, so he is just going to go just get every unit under the sun. Why not? He's got mech on the ground, he's got Ravens and Vikings, excuse me, not Vikings, Ravens and Banshees, and now he's gonna switch it over to barracks on the ground, so he may just go for some kind of a combined not all in, but combined Terran force, get every unit you can possibly get, and eventually try to push forward and end this game. JooktoJung has taken a huge hit, meanwhile, losing that expansion, just now trying to recapture that hatchery down right now, and he's in a lot of trouble, ladies and gentlemen, trying to get Hydralisks out. He needs to get the upgrades for those as well, and he's at 77 supply right now compared to the Terran's 87, and of course his income is 20 harvest